Hi there, Kylie here from Bright Yoga Space. It's Wednesday Wellness. So I'm going to share with you five really simple tips on how we can improve our well-being in any moment of any day, pretty much. So I would like to address. I read a post by one of my teachers this morning that basically listed, and I shared it in a story on my Ginger Key Yoga page, but and I might share it here in Bright Yoga Space. But it was basically a list of just a gentle reminder. A, you might be here. B, remembering we're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. C, you might have, hi, if you're joining me, I'm talking about Wednesday wellness tips. C, you might be finding your place in one of the largest revolutions in history, in the Black Lives Matter movement. D, the list just goes on and on. And it was just like, yeah, here we are in one of the most transformational years in history on so many levels. If you live in one of the bushfire affected areas of Australia, you can add that to the list, because remembering at the start of this year and late into last year, we had bushfires burning on nearly a third of our country. So just, I just wanted to bring into point, in fact, that our wellness, our nervous systems are being really heavily impacted right now from all sorts of levels, from all sorts of directions. And so I want to just point out 5 simple tips that we can use to help recenter, reground, bring our nervous systems down like 10 notches, and just help us stay on that tightrope of balance a little more during what is a very, very challenging time on so many levels for people across the entire world. Okay, tip number 1, breathe. So if you're just joining me, say hello. And I'd love you to share your wellness tips. So it could be one simple wellness tip you want to throw out there. I'm just sharing 5 with you today. The first one is breathe. So instantly when we inhale through the nose with lips closed down into our bellies and exhale through the nose, 3 deep breaths is enough to instantly change how our nervous system responds in the moment. So in through the nose, down into the belly, so expanding the diaphragm. You can close down the eyes, feel hands on the belly, maybe hand on the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Okay, do that 3 times, really instantly simple, available to us any moment of any day, and we can instantly start to soothe the overstimulated, overexcited nervous system. And how does that benefit us? So stress, we know, can manifest in all sorts of ways in our life. And if our nervous system is constantly on overstimulation, and with the amount of information we bring in every moment of every day, our nervous systems weren't designed to endure so much. So we want to help bring it down a notch. And you might do this a couple of times a day. Big, deep, in through the nose, out through the nose, belly breaths. Do this a couple of times a day. If you have the time or can allocate the time to afford yourself some pranayama practice where you sit for 15 minutes, half an hour, and simply practice breathing techniques. If you need help, you can contact a teacher. There is tons of amazing resources out there right now and accessible teachers who can teach you pranayama techniques to help support you. bearing in mind that some pranayama techniques actually excite the nervous system. So not all de-excite the nervous system. So be mindful of that. Deep, slow, intentional belly breaths where we hold for a count at the bottom and the top of the breath, or we start to slow and extend the breath, will de-excite the nervous system. Okay, tip number 2, get outside in nature. Now, I know that this has been a challenging one for a lot of us of late. There was a 2-month period, and maybe you're still in that wherever you live, where you weren't allowed to go outside, right? This has a massive impact on our nervous system. We are beings of nature, and we're designed to rebalance when we get outside in nature. We're not designed to sit in boxes in houses or apartments or whatever your home looks like. We're not designed to sit inside 4 walls 24 hours a day. So simple act of getting outside, touch a tree, feel your feet on the ground, let your toes sink into, depending on where you live, grass, dirt, sand, feel rocks underneath your feet. Just that simple reconnection to nature is scientifically proven. If you take a 20-minute walk out in nature, just by doing that, our nervous systems calm down, our energetic response, so the prana that moves through us, calms and starts to flow more effectively. Hello there. Hi, Michelle. I'll wave at you. Hi. If you're just joining me, I'm sharing some Wednesday wellness tips. Tip 1 was breathe. Deep belly breaths, always available to us. Tip 2, get outside in nature, right? So incredibly powerful and necessary for us to help maintain that balance. We are designed to connect to our true source, which is we are a part of nature. And so getting outside for even a small period of time every single day, even if it's cold, put a jacket on and go and get outside. So important. Fresh air. Do your deep belly breaths outside. Double whammy, even better. All right, if you're just joining me too, please feel free to share some quick wellness tips, quick rebalancing tips that can help you recalibrate your compass and just nurture your well-being in the moment, right? We have these available to us all the time. Tip number 3, do your daily practice. If that's meditation for you and things are tough, make sure you allocate at least 5, 10, 15 minutes for your daily routine of meditation. Do your yoga practice. Get into a movement. Maybe you dance around your lounge room, okay? If you're a stay-at-home parent, maybe your practice to help bring that sense of well-being in and circuit break, right? Because even if you're a stay-at-home parent, you are constantly thinking and feeling for these children that you're caring for, right? So your nervous system is on go, go, go. Not only are you looking after yourself, you're looking after your kids, maybe the pets, making sure everybody's all good, you know, not to mention all the other things that we think about when we're at home and trying to manage the home space. So do your practice. If you have kids at home, chuck on a song and movement, dance around your lounge room, get silly, laugh, sing, play, move with your children. This can help support the nervous system. While some dancing, yes, is going to be exciting to the system, the simple act of free-flowing, so not being so structured in your ways of every day, free-flow movement instantly helps release positive chemicals, brain chemistry, into our system, endorphins, oxytocin, serotonins. So movement straight away gives us and our nervous system the feel-goods. Okay, 3 tips you can combine in one, or 4 tips you can combine in one. But breathe outside while you're moving. Hello. I sit outside with coffee and listen to birds. Beautiful. That's a beautiful one. I love that. Simply tuning in and listening. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, it's such a pleasure. And just to listen to nature, just to become aware of the sounds of nature. How perfect. So number 4 I want to offer is switch off from your technology. Turn off your radio. Turn off your phone or put it away. Shut down your computer for a period of time, or set yourself, okay, a curfew at the end of your evening. I am not going to look at my phone past 9 p.m. I will put my hand up and say I'm not very good at this one, right? Because, you know, there's all sorts of reasons, but I end up in this kind of getting sucked into the vortex of of what my phone offers or doesn't offer. But I also recognize that I really need to switch off and detoxify. Otherwise, I start getting headaches. You know, again, when we're scrolling, the amount of information that our nervous system is processing while we're doing that is crazy, right? We're not actually designed to process information, so much information in the period of our waking days. So switch off. Get that short period, or if you can, longer periods of digital detox, if you like. Switch off from the news, radios, you know, yeah, totally. Wanderer. I'm sorry, I would love to know your name. But yeah, that's been really challenging during lockdown. And so, you know, I found myself picking up a book that's been on my shelf that I have bought and haven't actually read, rather than reading something on my phone or having that digital influence. Yes, we're still taking information, but it's a lot slower. Ah, Rosina, lovely to meet you. I'm Kylie. It's a lot slower and more focused. You know, we're not scrolling through images and flashes and movement and videos and sound and, you know, text and headings and different size fonts and like blah, you know, when we're scrolling. And so, you know, during lockdown, you know, yeah, it's been really challenging to find and look to those other sources that help actually de-excite and help us switch off, rather than, okay, let's put more information in there while I'm locked in 4 walls. I can't get outside. Some of us, there are some people who, you know, live in places where they barely even have natural light or fresh air. I mean, can you imagine? So, especially now, if things are easing for you, if you can get some of these things into your life on a daily basis, so necessary for our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health, so our overall package of well-being. And another great one I want to throw in about switch off. You know, my husband likes to deliberately take me to places where my phone has no reception. Also grateful, because it, you know, for a whole day we might drive up into the mountains and I don't get to look at my phone. I have to switch off, and I actually love that. And so I have this forced digital detox that helps me really recalibrate. And I'm so much fresher, and I can recognize it the days that follow from having a full day away from my technology. Imagine. Tip number 5, talk. So if you're feeling really unbalanced, pick up the phone and either talk to someone, or if you are on socials, there are many amazing ways that you can hear people's voices now. So even on Instagram, For example, you might follow someone, or, you know, whether it's a business page or a personal page, neither here nor there, but you can leave someone, you can hold down the little, you can, in the DM box, the direct message box, you can leave them a voice message, right? And even this experience of sharing our voice. So talking about how you're feeling. Hey, this is going on for me right now. Send someone a messenger message. If socials aren't your thing, pick up a telephone and call someone and say, hey, you know, if you're in a place where you're still in lockdown and you can't get out and physically be close to people, obviously 1.5 meters away, or whatever the restriction is, right? But talking to people, you know, even those moments when if you are able to get outside, you're ducking down the street for your, you know, your grocery shopping, talk to and exchange energetic, vocal, essence talk. That is a connection with someone. And that is so necessary for us. If you live alone during these times, there are many ways that you can reach out to people. And there are, of course, helplines. There are mental health helplines available that people can call. But really, just if the voice is just constantly going on in here and we're not getting it out of here, again, we're in this kind of, sometimes we're just in the shitstorm of our own thoughts and on the hamster wheel, right? Especially if we don't have practices in place that help quieten this, right? Turn the dial down on the chitta vrittis, right? The fluctuating thoughts. If we don't have those practices in place, based on the times and what our nervous systems are experiencing right now, man, that's just, there's so much going on there. And I invite you to reach out and talk if you need to. And if you need resources to find ways to talk to people, please do that. Reach out and I'll certainly do what I can to help you wherever you are. Talking to people. If you can't actually talk to someone, or if you don't want to talk to someone, talk it through your hand in journaling. So get it out of your head. As best you can, you know, and you might take your journal for a walk in the park, take some deep breaths, right? And switch your phone off and use a pen to paper. There's your 5 wellness tools right there in one beautiful whammy. And just notice how that shifts your world. Notice how that nurtures your soul. Notice how that brings down the nervous system back to a level where we're able to function more effectively in the world as human beings, right? We're in this human experience and it's fucking gnarly a lot of the time, right? But that's part of the human experience, and we're here to ride those waves, and we're here to look at how we can be in and accept and love all parts of our human experience. We're not here to just turn the dial down on the shit stuff and go, hey, life is all sweet and peaches, because that is toxic behavior. But what we are here to do is really look after ourselves. So that always comes back to us. That's our choice, to choose to say, hey, am I okay right now? Am I doing the things that help me stay well in my being? And if I'm not, and I don't know what to do, can I reach out? In saying that, you know, if you have some other wellness tips and tools, hello there. If you have some wellness tips and tools you would like to share, please pop them in the comments section. I'll be saving this to IGTV, so you can DM me if you need to. And I would love to hear more of your suggestions for simple wellness tips to ground, center, and recalibrate. So I've shared 5 today. I'll just recap quickly. Tip 1, breathe. deep belly breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose. Tip 2, get outside. Feel nature on your body and around your body. So necessary. Tip 3, do your daily practice, whether it's yoga, meditation, maybe it's movement, maybe it is going for a walk in nature every day. Do your daily practice. Yeah, let that be your true North Star to help keep you calibrated on your journey. Tip 3, switch off. Spend some time away from the overstimulating information of phones, email, whether you're in business or whatever it is, the computer off, the radio off, the news off. Okay? Be okay with being okay with just being with you. And if that really challenges you, invite in ways that you can learn to do that. Because that ultimately, we need to be able to look in here and be okay with all sides, light and shadow, of our human experience. Tip 5, talk, right? Reach out, call someone, DM someone with a voice message, right? And certainly if you DM me, I will voice message you back so you can hear my voice and we can connect through the throat chakra, right? Through the energy exchange of voice. And it is a way of our connection. It's a way for us to connect and get out of here, out of the mind, right? And connect with other people. And often when we talk about how we're feeling, we find out we're not alone in that space at all. Big stuff going on. All great, definitely doable. Wellness starts with all those little conscious steps. Absolutely, Rosina. So true. Little conscious, intentional choices to make those steps every day. And that helps in here so that we can be present and effective and efficient, and not just efficient and effective, but also just be outwardly living this human experience in compassion and connection to others, to ourselves and to others. Okay, thank you so much for your presence, everyone. So lovely to have you on the live. I'm Kylie from Bright Yoga Space, and we've got some announcements coming up soon, but you can stay tuned for those. All right, so much love and light to you. Okay, I'll talk soon. Bye.